Steve.
Hi there.
How are you? Clip right over
I'm
the
good.
Can I do for you?
Okay. I don't even know where to begin at this point. I feel like I've been harassed and intimidated to file one complaint over one of your deputies passing me at a high rate of speed coming down the hill. That's all I wanted to do.
Okay.
And I feel like Sean has treated me poorly. This officer, whether he's spoken badly or not, passive aggressive is the same. I'm trying to get a point across, and the last time I was here, he talked over me. I got 3 apologies by the deputy that passed me. I want to file a complaint.
Okay.
I don't want the runaround. So
Okay.
when I just came in, I talked to Sean, and he asked me if I wanted to talk to Sanchez, and I said no.
Okay.
I have that on video, and there's another witness. There was a lady right there. She heard me say no, and he comes out, and then he wants to passive aggressive me again, and I asked him to leave.
Mm-hmm.
I said, we're finished talking. I want to talk to your supervisor, and I have it all on video, and he belligerently said, oh, I will. When I want to, I'm just trying to gather some information. Then he wants to know my last name, which has nothing to do with this whole situation.
Okay.
It's just intimidation. Now, it was a simple thing. I have on video one of your deputies flying down the hill recklessly. He got airborne in the intersection. I calculated his speed at almost double mine. And it's on video, mine's going 51. So if I'm doing 51 and he's almost doing double, we're at 100 coming down the hill with
Right.
two
Is that the hill
innocent
over here?
coming straight down the hill that just comes straight across into your turn.
Oh, coming from Hamishaw Boulevard, coming across the 94?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, he practically got airborne. In fact, if I had video of it, I got it with my eyes, my camera was tilted down.
Uh-huh.
I got it with my eyes. I would almost swear he got airborne, and I mean, I don't even know how he made the turn coming in here. He was, I mean, honestly, do you have a camera out there?
I don't know if the county's got one out there or not.
Well, so irrespective of that, that's what happened, and I wanted to
And you're
complain
upset.
about that.
I understand.
Okay?
Uh-huh.
And what amazed me was that I came in here, I thinking that I might see the car here,
Right.
and it wasn't here, and I'm like, oh, well, then it has to be bad. It has to be a deputy, and I just want to file a complaint. And I got the runaround. I got the runaround from Sean. He kept coming out, going, well, I have somebody coming out to talk to you. And I'm like,
Was that
make sure he
today
has
or
the
the
no, it was
first
the
time?
last time, the first time,
Okay.
on last Thursday.
Now,
And
were
so
you satisfied when you left here the first time?
I said I was, but I tell you, I left because I was getting nowhere.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
He kept telling me a story, the other guy kept telling me, and he kept apologizing, but he didn't know what he's apologizing for.
Okay.
He has no clue what he did 15 minutes before in his life, flying down the hill. He wants to say, well, I'm not sure what happened, but if I offended you, I'm really sorry. And, you know, and I have that on video. I'm like, are you kidding me? You don't know what you just, and then he admitted, well, yeah, okay. But he never admitted speeding or anything. He knew what he had done. But that's not how it works. If I say I want to file a complaint, you don't send the guy that I want to file a complaint out against right out in front of me.
Right.
That's not proper procedure.
Well,
And even still.
Well, I think what they were trying to do, they were trying to make it right with you by having that person apologize to you and hopefully mitigate anything.
Right, but even
That's
still.
what their effort was for. Like, and
Even
if we
still-
wrong, like if we unknowingly wrong, like just as a man, like if I unknowingly wrong you somehow driving and I accidentally cut you off, I'm sorry. I like to apologize, but I understand your frustration.
But
And
you know, if you guys see somebody do that, we normally don't get the luxury, especially at 100 miles an hour, or just at 100 miles an
Sure.
hour. We don't get the luxury of going, hey, you know what? I'm really sorry. I almost killed people. You know, I'm really sorry. What we normally get is handcuffs and watch our car get towed away before we get large fines and a bunch of court time, right? So how fair is that? I want to file a complaint. He comes out to apologize. That's, I mean,
right.
no citizen gets that luxury. And to me, where he came and stood, it seemed like he was standing over. I had to look up at him like this. I got my camera pointed up.
Were you
And
sitting
then,
down?
and finally, yeah. And when I said, I file a complaint against him, he thought it was a good idea to step back. And I told him at least 3 or 4 times in the conversation I wanted to file a complaint against him. He never once told him, you need to leave, let me deal with this. He just let him stay there. And then another citizen comes in, an elderly lady. As soon as the door opens, he gets loud and tells me the whole song and dance again, how he's so really sorry, but he's getting really boisterous for the other citizen that had just come in. Made a whole show of it. I mean, you know what so at the point, I want to complain against him, I want to complain against Sean, and I want to complain against the guy that drives crazy. And I have his name, it's something Parrot. So I need his identifying number. And then I guess I don't do the forms here, I fill them out.
You fill them out, you fill them out and you send them to Internal Affairs. You don't leave them with us.
But I think that, out of fairness, Sean should have told him he wants to file a complaint. And maybe he could have come out and talked to me first about it before he brings the guy that I was already upset. I don't want to apologize. Right. I wanted to file a complaint. I mean, there are proper ways to do things, and then to stand here passively aggressively the way he was speaking to me. I mean, it's all going to be on video online. You guys can look at the way you've acted. You've been very professional. I appreciate it. Whether it's going to go anywhere or not, who knows? Hopefully you can educate this person on how he should act, and hopefully you can educate him on when I don't want to speak to a person because I want to file a complaint.
Right.
I mean, I shouldn't have even spoke to him, because the reason why I have this is because one of the complaints was on him, and this other complaint is on the guy driving crazy. And now I have to get another complaint for him, because even after I told him the situation today, he still wanted to be a jerk. Am I right or am I wrong?
So Steve, you've got your...
I get it. I get it.
No, hang on. You've got your complaint forms, right? So
yeah.
What do you need? What else do you need from me? Do you need the other deputy's last name?
Parrot? The guy that was driving nuts?
You need his name?
No, what I need is, I made a public records request on Thursday. I want to know if that request was filled. I made it through Sean.
Okay. I don't know anything about that.
He does, and that's why I'm asking. And I'd like to make another public records request for the video off these cameras.
Okay.
So I need those 2 public records requests, and then
what else?
I'm good. And another form.
Okay, we'll get you another form.
And then I guess the contact. Do you have a contact information, or is it on here who I might get a hold of, where I would send these or talk to somebody?
Yeah, so it should be right at the top. Right at the top. Can I touch this?
Sure. Okay, right. This one here.
You can mail it. You can walk in. You can drive up to Ridgehaven, just hand it in. You can do it.
So right here, 1600 Pacific Highway is the, and this is their number.
That's the claims division. This is not the right form.
Oh, that's for damages.
Yes, yeah. For damages.
I didn't even look at that. So do you know Deputy, I believe it's Parrot. Do you know his badge?
Sorry about that.
Well, what my public records request last Thursday was a list of all the deputies that work here and badge numbers. That's the request.
Work here, like, total?
Yep. Just print up a whole list, because he was being so abstinent about how it would be so hard to get a deputy's name.
Right. So
And figure out what deputy.
roster all of our people that work here?
Yeah. Why not?
Oh.
I mean, it's public record, right?
I guess so. Nobody's ever asked for that, so I can't. I'm not considering trying.
Well, do you see my frustration? I mean,
Sure.
that day I was here for quite a while, and I kept trying to get his name and
Right.
badge number.
Sure.
And I kept getting the runaround, and so I finally said, fine, just give me everybody's name and badge number.
Yeah, I get
And
it.
so,
I understand your
out of
frustration.
spite, I'd like that list.
Okay.
Can I get some of that too?
Sure. Hope so.
Thank you. citizens observing public servants.
Oh, cool. Got lots of followers?
Maybe 500 now, not
That's
many,
cool.
but, you know, the better I get at it, you know, the more I hold you guys accountable like this, the better, the more people
Sure.
like to see it, because everybody's getting educated.
Absolutely.
You know, I mean, I just wanted to file one, and I might still, you know, but at what point can't I just come in, feel comfortable about asking for a complaint form
Right.
and not feel like I'm being
No,
pushed around?
Absolutely. I understand your frustration.
I mean, not one person that day even offered me a form, not even said, well, here's the form, would you
And
like
Steve,
somebody to
sometimes-
talk to?
And sometimes, that's what has to be done. Like, we try to fix it. If we can fix it and make it right, we will. And if we can't, here's your form, sir, have a good day, or ma'am, like, you know what I mean? Like, and that's just the nature of the beast. 'Cause
Right.
That's just how,
Well-
like.
Well,
we-
I just,
You know, we try to fix it, and then if we can't fix it, and the customer's not happy, then here's your complaint form, and you can file with internal affairs.
right,
And that's
well,
how it goes sometimes.
as far as the driving goes, that, I just, you
Sure.
know, I've had plenty of speeding tickets, so he's getting his complaint.
Yeah,
As far as the rest of it, I mean,
Sure. No, I understand, and we'll address that.
I mean, he's the only one making your department look bad, and so is Sean, by proceeding the way they have with me. I mean, you've done quite well, I feel much better, but every time I talk to him, he gets my blood pressure right up pretty quickly.
Right, well, I can tell that when first come in.
I mean, I just wanna file a complaint, wow.
You're gonna get the form, and you'll have, Parrot's information, you've got Sean's information, we'll start on you his information, and then, you'll be on your way.
I still need to file that through you guys, the public records request for these videos of,
I think it goes through
Thursday.
headquarters.
But I can still file it, don't you have a public, information officer?
I think that has to be done through HQ.
Here you are, Mr. President. That's, my ID number and deputy cards.
All right, thank you, sir.
Do you have, email address or anything I can email you? And I will confirm about the public records request as far as getting videos from stations, if that comes through headquarters or it comes from the station level.
Sure.